Greetings, Crochet Peace community, and welcome to our very first tutorial for the new brand. So, in alignment with the table runner pattern that I shared, I'm going to be showing you how to do the Foundation Single Crochet. Okay, so my name is April Diane for those of you who are joining me for the very first time. And so we're going to start out with just a simple slip knot, right? And so you all know how to do the slip knot, and if you don't, you can check out some slip knot tutorials. But I do want to show you this new slip knot method that I learned by watching another video, because I always do the slip knot like this, leaving a little bit of a tail and then yarning over, right? And then bringing it around 2 fingers and then bringing it up and then making an X, right? So I have an X right here, holding it in place and then allowing it to come back like so, right? So it looks like I have an X on this side, and then it looks like I have 2 loops on this side, right? And then you take your crochet hook and you tuck it under and you grab a hold of the second yarn, so the second loop is closest to the knuckles, and like so, and you pull it under, and then you flip your hand up and around, taking the 2 fingers out of the hole. And then you see how I have these 2 pieces of yarn down here? I'm going to pull these down as I pull my crochet hook up, and that makes my slip knot. And then of course, because there's that big space between the knot and the crochet hook, you separate it like that and pull it, and then voila, you have your slip knot. Now there's another way, and you just use the 1 finger. I still want to leave a little bit of a tail, and then you're just going to take this and you're going to wrap this yarn around your 1 finger, so just like so, making still the 2 loops, right? So now that you have those 2 loops, okay, now your tail is still hanging down on the palm side. Have your 2 loops. You're going to take the second loop, the loop that's closest to your knuckle, and bring it over the first loop. Okay, so you're just bringing it over like so, but see, I'm kind of holding this down here, bringing it over like so, and then you're going to bring this second loop over that, so you're kind of tucking it under there that, and then you're going to grab a hold of this piece, and then it makes that slip knot. So it's kind of cool too. I'll do it again that way because that's a new way that I'm showing, but you may have seen it before. So you just, same thing how I usually do it, the long tail piece here, and then you wrap your finger around the yarn around the finger, and then wrap it around like so. Okay, and then you're just gonna want to pull this loop over the bottom there. Now I'm holding this, so that's what's keeping, you know, the connection that we need. And then I'm gonna, it's just that you're tucking this loop under this one, so you're tucking it under like that, and then you're gonna pull it, and then it just creates that same slip knot. So many ways to do, you know, one thing. Okay, all right, or like my mom says, more than one way to skin a cat. Alright, so now that we have that, for the Foundation Single Crochet, which is initialed as FSC, so if you notice, you see FSC, that's what they mean. And why this stitch is so good, I'll tell you as I I'm going to show you how to do it first, then we'll talk about it. So whenever you're crocheting, to keep the stitches in line, now some people, you see how I'm holding my yarn? I have my slip knot on the left side and my working yarn on the right. I also have the working yarn going behind the crochet hook, that piece there. Okay, and then I have the tail hanging on this side. So this is what I call the letter T formation. Okay, it's the way that I do it, and a lot of the people that I've taught to crochet do it as well. See, but I hold my crochet hook interchange with both hands. I go back and forth. So this is one of the most important things. How you hold your crochet hook is like, you know, how you write your pen with a pencil, right? It's unique to you. So you've got to find the way that works for you. But once you master interacting with the yarn and the crochet hook, the crochet lessons will get easier. So hang in there if you haven't quite found your way of doing it yet. Okay, and so this is one way, the letter T formation. The other way is where people, they hold everything on that dominant side. So if you're right-handed, you would hold it on, on your less dominant side. If you're right-handed, you would hold everything on your left side, and if you were left-handed, you would hold everything on your right side. So since I am tongue-tied, since I am right-handed, I'm gonna hold everything on my left side to show you this, right? So this is the second way that people can hold their crochet hook. Notice how I'm putting my middle finger behind my crochet hook, my thumb on the front, and the point here is to make sure that that slip knot stays on this less dominant side, okay? And it doesn't move, because if it moves, then I'm gonna lose my stitch. I also want to control the tension of the yarn with these two fingers, the pinky and the ring finger. Alright, so, and this is ultimately the positioning. Positioning is so important with crocheting. And you may want to wrap this yarn more than once. Let's see. Adjust my camera. You may want to wrap it more than once, right? So that you have more control over the tension of the yarn. Okay, so like this gives me a lot more control. And then now you can yarn under and pull down. Okay, and then yarn under and pull down. You want to be careful that you don't make the chain 2, that's the first step in Foundation Single Crochet. You want to make sure you don't make it too tight, because you have to get back in there. So this is for the way for people. Now, I don't crochet like this, so I can't show you like this, but I'm going to just walk you through the steps of Foundation Single Crochet. I think it's because I learned when I was young and my hands were small. So this is my way of crocheting. Okay, we're going to chain 2. 1 and 2 to start the Foundation Single Crochet. And then after you chain 2, your insertion point is going to be the first chain. Okay, so when you look at the back, so of the front of the chains have 2 loops, or some people will call them 2 legs, right? So that's the front. If you look at the back, you know that they have that back bump on there. You see that loop that's kind of in the middle? You see that? That's kind of sticking up. When we are doing Foundation Single Crochet, we want to grab, so this is the front, right? And it has these 2 loops or 2 legs that make up this piece. It's important, in my opinion, to take a look at your stitches when you're doing them, so that you understand how they're supposed to look, so that if you make a mistake, you can identify where the mistake happened. And a lot of times we don't want to do any of this examination, pay close attention to the detail. But honestly, it's how come I have gotten so good at learning how to decode and read patterns and work through projects. So you're going to want to take a little extra time to just take a look how the chains look, right? So now for this, we're going to need to pick up this loop here and that back bump at the same time. So we put our crochet hook in here and we're going to pick up that back bump. And so now it looks like we have 3 loops on our hook, but it's really not 3 loops. It's the one main loop that always stays, right? And then it's the main loop, right? The back loop, which you would sometimes call it on the chain, and then the back bump. They're both on there, okay? And so then we're going to yarn over and pull off these 2, right? Pull those off, and you end up with 2 loops on your hook. And then you're going to yarn over again, and you're going to pull off just the middle 1, and you end up with 2 loops on your hook again. Then you're going to yarn over again and pull off the 2 bottom again. Okay, so now you have that. It's kind of loose because I was trying to show you at the same time, but ultimately I'm going to show you what it's going to look like when we're done. This is what a Foundation Single Crochet row looks like when it's finished. It has a nice clean look on the top, and then if you look on the bottom, it has a nice chain. Okay, so it's pretty nice. Alright, let's do a few more. I'm going to show you how to do it, but I want to get a good workup of it without me making it so loose because I'm trying to show you. But don't fret if it comes out a little loose the first time, because it's alright. I just want you to get the concept, okay? So I'm going to work through this one and then I'm going to show you. Alright, so you see this here? This is something too that I want you to be able to take a look at how this kind of lays out. It has this little 2-piece join together here. Then it has this long piece here. That's how you know that you've done one. You've got these 2 that's hanging best buds. I don't know if you can see that that's 2. And then you've got this one. So when we're doing the stitch, our insertion point becomes this front piece and this back piece back there. So I'm going to insert my crochet hook under the front and the back. And so now it looks like I have that 2 thing again, right? And so I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to take this off and end up with 2. Then I'm going to yarn over and take the middle off. And then I'm going to yarn over and pull off the bottom 2. Okay? And so look, there I am. Now you can see it a little clearer. That's another thing to note too when you're working on something. I always say don't judge a project until it's done, right? When you're working on it, you kind of have to do a little bit before it really kind of gives it shape. But you see how these 2 are together and then this one is here on the side? That's how I know I did it right. Because you see it's kind of forming a chain. You see that? Okay, let's do it again. So same thing, I'm going to pick up this in the front here and I'm going to pick up that back bump there as well. So picking up the front and the back bump. It's a little tricky at first to get it picked up, but once you got it, you got it. Okay. And then I'm gonna yarn over, take off that middle buddy system they got going on there. And then I'm gonna yarn over, take off the middle, and then yarn over and take off the bottom too. Okay. This stitch is good so that you don't have to do one full chain and then go back and do a single crochet. Like the project, the table runner project that I'm working on in the group. Okay, so we're gonna do it again. Pick up the front and that back piece. Yarn over, take off the group. 2 on, yarn over, take off the middle, yarn over, and take off the bottom too. And you're going to keep doing that for however long you want. Now for the table runner that I shared in the group from Heart and Home Crochet, we're going to do this 57 times. So this whole thing is one foundation single crochet stitch. And you know you got it right when you see these two that are kind of joined together, right at the top, these two joined together, and then this side piece. That's how you know you've gotten it right. Okay, and I'm just gonna pick it up. Sorry if my camera is blurring a little. I'm gonna see why that's happening going forward for my next videos. This is my first one since the new brand is launching. Alright, so there we go. Okay, you got your two joined up together here, right? And then you got your side piece. And we're gonna do that 57 times. So it saves you a step, because in the pattern you have to do a chain of 58 and then you got to go back and do the single crochet in each one. So this is saving us from having to do that second step. Now you may still prefer to do the second step, and that's okay. I get it, because this is a little tedious, especially at first, but you just keep going, and this is what it looks like. It's nice on there, that side, and then you look at that side, and then it's nice. I like how it looks. So yeah, just remember, practice looking at your stitches, because that's going to help you also as you learn how to read patterns, make your own patterns, you know. So that's it for now. If you have any questions about this, leave them in the comments below. And let me know how this helped you. I'm not always going to give all of that extra information in the beginning of the videos, the slip knot and all of that. I just did that because it's our first intro video to the new brand, and I just want to make sure that everybody understands how to do that going forward. So thanks for tuning in. Remember to like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I will see you soon. Look forward to some more very detailed videos coming your way.